Hey everyone, Travis Basso here, doing a track walkthrough or breakdown for my BBC Animal Sounds track for the Bitwig community. It's my first time ever doing a production video like this, so I don't have everything quite sorted out, and I definitely don't have a great mic, so apologies there, but bear with me. So to start, I'm going to play you a little snippet of the track, then I'm going to break down what I did, and then I'll play like the whole thing at the end, so I'll make it that way. Okay, so everything is using the samples as we were asked to do. I can start with the drums here. So I basically did a slice to drum machine using, looks like one of the horses things here. I think also shout out to Centomelia, if I'm saying that right, apologies. He compiled all the samples and a quick, easy download, so cheers for that. So yeah, so this was a horse. I don't even know the best way to do this in terms of like turning off everything, but okay, so we got a horse here. That's what I turned into a kick drum. Um, Solo here. And go right into my kick. All right, so we got here. Okay. Kick here is a horse, something or other. All right, there's a lot going on. So I'll try to keep it brief. See if I can turn everything off. Okay, so he's trying to get something here, but wait, there's more. So okay, basically can hear it. Right, it's like a little nothing sound. Found it in here. It's closest to like, I think when I looked at it, kind of looked kick drum-ish, kinda in the front here. So anyway, I don't even think it's particular. Okay, I pitched down a little bit, and I'm doing something with the root key here. You'll see in a little bit, but then, start to bring it together. Boost that bass frequency. Let's get something going here. I was really trying to get like that punch, right? So wave folder here, just played around with a lot of different things. Bandpass filter, try to really get it on there, hone in there, compress it, squash the sound a little bit, and then after that, use that transient control, really take down the sustain here and really boost that attack portion. So that was starting to sound like something. And then I'm not exactly sure the combination, but somehow the frequency shifter, in fact, shifting it down a little bit, started to bring it into, I think when I was looking at the EQ here, I realized I wanted to bring what was the punch down. Helps. Again, more EQ, more filtering, pushing it more. And then I love doing this kind of stuff with kicks. It's putting them in space, getting them in a real space, mixing together. Probably shouldn't even do this kind of stuff like in the way I'm doing it. Should probably do more parallel, but I'm kind of doing that because of the mixing here. Just like whatever. Even I got like a weird delay thing going on here in the feedback or the wet loop rather, the wet effects. And again, further trying to sculpt that. This is more for the wet space, if you will. And then again, more shaping, more EQ shaping. So kind of works. Get a kick out of that. Literally, and yeah, okay. So moving on here, we get. Oh, actually, this part isn't even playing all the time. Oh, it actually be playing here though. So we got what I'm calling here open hat. Same thing, still same sample. Did a little less, ah, got a bit crush, right? You're trying to turn something into a hi-hat or open hat. Let's get some noise in here, and you can't go wrong. You can always tune stuff with the frequency reduction there, sample reduction. Again, more transient. I'm not playing. It's not playing at this point, but more transient stuff here. Again, distortion type thing, shredding it there. More filtering. Get some delay here for some patterns, and just more delay. I'm just doing weird stuff here. In fact, use the Beat LFO that had come up in the community somewhere. Which LFOs do you use? I had never used the Beat LFO, so I said, well, let's give this a try. I think the thing, and I'm not even taking advantage of it, but I noticed here, maybe all of them have it, that you can apply the groove shuffle. That was one thing that stood out. But again, I'm not using it here. And for some reason, I'm just doing this weird stuff with delay. One thing that I am doing that's interesting, and this is probably going to take forever if I do it like this, but what you can't tell though is like I had this open hat pattern in here, and then I was like, this is cool, but you know what would be cooler? It was like too much, so I reduced the chance for the opens to about 50%, or maybe it was like, yeah, about 50% there. And I just had it in this one like section, let's call it that, okay? So moving back along, finally, just the regular hat, if you will. Right, you can't hear it until I solo it. Actually, it's pretty cool. It's just this little like thing going back and forth, right? So, for this one, let's like zoomed in on it super tight, right? And then you can see even I've got the envelope here. I'm using the filter down there, getting it real tight. Just like a little clicky, but kind of like, I want it to be like woody, if you will, right? Like kind of like not metallic. Phaser, delay, EQ here, crush the heck out of it there, right? And watch out, you don't want to like juice it up too much, but I'm really trying to like compress it and get it kind of like, again, that kind of organic woody sound. And that's it on the drums, right? I'm not doing any other processing, am I not? I should be, maybe. Oh, it's probably at the end here. Hold on. Apologies. Yeah, okay. I thought so. Just the good old some glue compression here from Bitwig. Oh, I should have said I use only Bitwig stuff, only native stuff here as part of, I guess, a self-imposed limitation. Only native stuff, no other third-party plugins. Okay. So, what do we got here? So if we go back, I have this sound now. Let's get into the sounds. If we do the bass real quick here, let's go over here. So bass is a cat sound. I don't even know if I'll be able to get this to show you what it sounds like, but let's try here. The bass was a cat. Okay, and yes, I think I alluded to, or previously I did something with the root key and the drums. I was wrong. I didn't do that. What I did it for was the bass here, and actually I wound up doing sort of like the key detection, but then as things progressed, I decided to layer the same sample, and you can basically, I pitched them using the root key, right? I changed the root key in each one to do a sort of octave spread, if you will. So one is one, and then one's a little lower, and then one's a little higher, or they're each, to do it separated that way. And each one, I think also I got cycles there, repitch there, repitch there. Yeah, I was doing different things. You know how you do. So we kind of build up a sound here. And in terms of effects, okay, again, we're cranking it with some distortion type thing here. We're passing it through filter. I think I just was so much gain, and this was the best way to bring it back down. That's what the tool's doing there. Again, we're in bass territory, so I'm like, okay, let's try some good old mono center, right? So just on the sides, take out the bass below. Here we go, 242, and frequency shifter. I don't even know. I'm sure more weird stuff because I thought for the sides I wanted to get like I guess like a Reese kind of thing going. That's not really what's going there, but again with the idea of sort of getting like a nice bass in the center and a lot of stuff going on in the sides. So we got that, and again probably more a regular compression there just to kind of get things together. And I think none of the samples have individual. Oh wait. Okay, sorry. One does. This bottom one here. What was I doing there? Yeah, okay. So this is the one that's trying to get for like the bass part, if you will. And I don't know, just more weird stuff. XP did it. Okay, so then, and I've got this on a bunch of others, you'll see, which basically just a regular filter, and got two randoms. One random is modulating the cutoff here, and the second random is modulating the first one's amount, depth, or whatever. So kind of get some variations over the track, things opening and kind of like moving. So I've got that on a lot of the different tracks, things opening and moving here. Then I went kind of crazy and built this weird base thing inside the grid, which let's see here. Let's see, I have to get rid of things for you real quick. Okay, I don't know what I was doing, honestly. It was pretty bizarre, but you know, going to a crossover here, trying to get again the low end, doing weird things you probably shouldn't do, but whatever. It's the grid, right? Pinch and bend was just getting a lot of volume out of that, like bass, sending it through an XP, which I'm opening using its own envelope, right? So I've got the sound coming in through the envelope follower, which is opening the filter cutoff there. A lot of resonance there, coming out into the output through the mid channel here. Okay, same thing. Now I got the other two portions of the crossover. Again, I was trying to do weird things to get some like space and not space, but like movement in the left and the right, or the sides really. Chorus blending with some mod delay, some all pass stuff, just weird stuff really. I don't know, it was just kind of like going crazy. But that was doing some cool things. And then from there, just some EQ to shape it, and I've got the kick coming in, doing audio sidechain to duck out the sort of the punch frequency of the kick, where the kick should be hitting, so that they sit together. That was the idea, at least. The bass has a lot going on, and I wasn't too overly worried about sort of like, you know, precision with getting this sort of separation, but you know, I wanted to do something there. So boom. Okay. So if we go onto the music bus now. Okay. I'll start here. This one's pretty cool. So I got this from a Dosh Glitch video where he did this granular XY setup. So they all have the same sampler here, set in textures mode with a random LFO affecting this, I guess, play offset position, right? So I think I did, oh yeah, I did different samples. So you got like one of the birds ones, one that says Finland, one that's an African, one of the African ones, and another one that's horses, right? So each of those are basically as they are. And I got a macro over here for the release, which is up. Then using the XY, right, random modulators, so this whole thing is sort of drifting all over the place. You can see that. If I want to, I can control the speed of the drift and how much there is drifting, or I could turn the drift off. Got a lot of effects there. I think I've got the same filter I talked about just before to get the sort of opening and closing without me having to automate it myself. Got some reverb there, just good old reverb. A lot of compression, again, trying to glue things together. And then here, oh yeah, can you even hear this thing? Yeah, so this was a binaural pan. This started as a polarity video preset. Sorry, let me get stuff out of here. Polarity video preset, and then I, in time, modified it for myself. His just had just sort of basically a way to do panning that still includes some of the right in the left when you pan left and vice versa, right, to have a more natural sort of panning. So then I went through and also added a mid channel and added more like space as well as, let's go back. as well as this XY grid that wasn't in his. So I wanted it to be where not only could you move left and right in a stage, so to speak, but front and back, right? And if you move back, it should drop in volume and get darker, right? So that's what's going on in here. Lots of low pass filters, all sorts of things going on, as well as the space that you're in, which is coming through all these all pass delays, okay? So yeah, so that's this sort of binaural pan plus, I called mine. And you know, I've got these modulators here, blah blah blah. Fun stuff. That's going into a delay plus with a lot of some space there, a lot of some things going on there, and all that's coming out through EQ for some shaping. So that's tucked in there. It's nice. What we got here. So then this bit here is pretty cool. This is something to do with again, it's an African one. I liked it, and this one was this was the first bit I did, a little more straightforward, using the loud split just to kind of control some of the volume, increase parts of it. And then sweep. I never used the sweep before. Pretty cool, pretty basic. I mean, it's just two filters basically attached with distortion in the middle. But I was like, oh yeah, I basically kind of do this a lot, as you've seen probably with the filters and the distortion. So tried that out. Probably seeing things here that I didn't even know about. So there's probably a lot you could do there. There's the filter that's again automated and it's taking things. Yep, and reverb. So this time I have some convolution in the tank and some more shaping with the EQ. And the parrots down here. Okay, sorry. The parrots down here again. We got parrots here going through some shock and awe. Distortion filtering, some delay here, a lot of space here on the delay, and again that's going through a filter that's just opening and closing at random, and then EQ to shape it. Finally, this bit here, doing this thing. Which is birds, more birds, birds like birds. Tried out, been using some of the more of these EQs, they call them analog modeling, whatever, and you can do cool stuff here, like you can change the color of it, and it's pretty basic. I don't want to say basic because it's modeling certain stuff, so it's simplified, but it's very powerful, right? It's designed to sort of hit certain ranges that you're going to want to either boost or attenuate. As you can see, I'm doing a lot of attenuation, a little bit of boosting, sending that into a delay, which has what now? A little chorus in the feedback loop there, and again, more EQ just for shaping, all right? That brings us to, you know, some things are being sent to just a space bus, if you will, delay to a bunch of reverb. What's it? More convolution, love convolution. Using the tilt, man, okay, so I had never used the tilt before. I think that's super basic, but really nice, just as a way to brighten or darken things. So it's doing that dual sort of shelving filters. And as I boost it up, it drops the low end. That's real nice. It sounded real good after I put it on there. Did that. And again, more EQ shaping. It's on your master, not much at that point. More EQ shaping. Some glue compression, but it's mainly activating on the bass stuff. And the peak limit in there is more of a safety. I'm not really, and so I can see the rules really. I just want to see what it looks like. So that's basically it. I mean, that's a lot, and I've gone for a while here. But let me give you the full listen, and thanks so much. Appreciate any feedback. And again, thanks for listening. See you. it's over. Right. Well, thanks for watching. I know this is about 20 minutes or whatever, and I really appreciate your time. If you stayed, and if you didn't, I'll never know. Thanks so much, and see you all around the boards and whatnot.